Good morning, America. President Trump pushes the Justice Department to target his critics. Karen Reed in court, and a wild weekend in the NFL. President Trump pressures Attorney General Pam Bondi, publicly calling on her to use the power of the Justice Department to prosecute his political enemies. Even some Republicans criticize the president for threatening free speech. As ABC News learns his Justice Department closed an investigation into border czar Tom Homan, on tape taking $50,000 in an FBI sting operation. The reaction this morning.
Breaking news. The Trump administration is reportedly planning to link autism to the use of Tylenol in pregnancy. This morning, the maker of Tylenol's response and what some doctors now fear.
President Trump speaks at Charlie Kirk's public memorial. Tens of thousands packed the stadium to pay their respects, and his widow's message for the man accused of taking Kirk's life.
I forgive him.
New twist in the Luigi Mangione case. Why his attorneys say this moment amounts to unconstitutional prejudice and is one reason the death penalty should be taken off the table.
Karen Reed back in court 3 months after being acquitted in the death of her police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe. Now what Reed's lawyer is saying about the wrongful death lawsuit from his family.
You might want to tune in.
Overnight, severe storms slamming Texas. Baseball-sized hail. 18-wheelers overturned. The walls caving in at this Walmart distribution center. Ginger is tracking the new threats, plus the second hurricane of the Atlantic season, Gabrielle, is gaining strength.
The wait is over.
Sinead O'Connor,
Missy Elliott,
Sarah McLachlan, Sheryl Crow, Jewel. I was in disbelief that I'd never heard of it before.
For the untold story of Lilith Fair, the groundbreaking all-women music festival. Diane Sawyer is here with a special look at the new documentary.
Plus the fever on fire.
Kelsey Mitchell!
Stunning the aces. Lara has all the action. And ESPN's Michelle Beisner-Buck joins us as we wait for the big Monday night showdown. And Will Reeve breaks down Sunday's block party.
Oh, it's blocked! The kick is blocked! Joshua Carty has it blocked again!
A wild NFL weekend.
The big man looks for the icing on one big cake!
Overnight, the Chiefs get a win.
Drive, Mahomes pumps, fires end zone!
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Monday. Good morning, America.
Hard to believe we can cover this in just 2 hours. Good morning, America. Hope you all are doing well this morning. Great to be here with Deb and Rebecca. Diane Sawyer is coming up, but we are going to begin with the latest moves in President Trump's retribution campaign, openly calling on the Attorney General to prosecute his political enemies, breaking down the long-standing walls between the White House and criminal prosecutions. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott starts us off. Good morning, Rachel.
George, good morning to you. And this is nothing short of a remarkable statement. The President of the United States publicly urging his Attorney General to prosecute his political opponents, throwing into question the independence and the impartiality at the core of the Justice Department. This morning, President Trump putting extraordinary pressure on his Attorney General Pam Bondi, publicly calling on her to use the power of the Justice Department to prosecute his political enemies. The president writing this message on social media addressed to Pam, insisting nothing is being done, adding, "We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation and credibility. Justice must be served now."
We have to act fast. If they're not guilty, that's fine. If they are guilty or if they should be charged, they should be charged.
President Trump calling for cases against Democratic Senator Adam Schiff, former FBI Director James Comey, and New York Attorney General Letitia James. Just days ago, he forced down a top federal prosecutor whose office did not find any evidence to back up allegations that James committed mortgage fraud after months of investigating. President Trump now nominating Lindsay Halligan, an attorney from his personal legal team who mostly handled insurance claims, to fill that role. She has never served as a prosecutor. As the president presses for legal action against his adversaries, ABC News has learned his Justice Department closed an investigation into border czar Tom Homan for allegedly taking $50,000 in an FBI sting operation. In the alleged encounter, which sources say was recorded by undercover agents, Homan allegedly accepting a bag of cash while agreeing to potentially help secure government contracts if Trump won the election. ABC News has reached out to Homan for comment, but has not heard back. The White House says the administration found no evidence of illegal activity, but Democrats calling it hypocrisy. Some also citing the president's pardons of the January 6 rioters.
There are just two standards of justice now in this country. If you are a friend of the president, a loyalist of the president, you can get away with nearly anything, including beating the hell out of police officers. But if you are an opponent of the president, you may find yourself in jail.
In recent days, the president has also said press coverage that is critical of his administration should be illegal. It comes as Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has now unveiled new restrictions for press at the Pentagon, forcing reporters to either pledge that they will not gather or use any information that has not been formally authorized for release or risk losing their credential to cover the military. This move is unprecedented. The National Press Club calling the policy a direct assault on independent journalism.
Okay, Rachel, thanks. Let's bring in our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. We've overused that word, unprecedented. It's hard to overstate how stunning a move the president's, what he's done with Attorney General Pam Bondi. Richard Nixon was impeached for corrupting the Justice Department. He's saying it out loud.
Right. So, look, there have been previous allegations of politicization of the Department of Justice, right? Some people said that Bill Barr's Attorney General role there was politicized. Others have said Merrick Garland was politicized when he was the Attorney General. What makes this different is you have the president effectively trying to usurp the role of the Attorney General. And in particular here, you have cases that have been investigated. I mean, I've heard some people saying publicly, well, what's wrong? We should have an investigation. There has been an investigation. The president doesn't like the results of the investigation. And as a result, he is now moving in to put in a new U.S. attorney in Virginia. That's the part about that makes this unprecedented. So when people say, we've heard allegations of politicization before, you need to focus on why this is different, because it is the president stepping in this role, not an allegation about what the attorney general is doing.
And you couple it with, we just did this story on Tom Homan, the head of ICE, under investigation for taking cash on tape with the FBI, and they're saying there's nothing to see here.
Right. Look, that's a little more nuanced in the sense that we don't know exactly what they have, and the question of, okay, what was exactly the promise, what was the deal, et cetera. You can debate. We don't know the exact details. What we do know, it seems, is that the investigation into Jim Comey and into Letitia James in Virginia didn't get the president the result that he wanted. And now he's angry. And by the way, part of the reason may be that he's talking now is because the statute of limitations is about to expire in the Comey case. So this becomes a combination of legal and political, but no doubt it is different than other stuff that we've heard about before.
We'll be watching to see if this new U.S. attorney does indeed try to prosecute Jim Comey.
Right, but then there are protections in place, right? I mean, you do have grand juries, you do have judges, and as we've seen in the past, you have juries who may end up acquitting.
Dan Abrams, thanks very much. Rebecca?
All right, George, thank you. President Trump speaking yesterday at a memorial for Charlie Kirk, the conservative activist assassinated nearly 2 weeks ago at a campus event in Utah. Tens of thousands of mourners were on hand to pay their respects, and Matt Rivers is in Arizona for us. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Rebecca. You can see the memorial that remains here outside Turning Point headquarters, but yesterday it was another memorial. Tens of thousands of people showing up to that Glendale Stadium to remember a man whose message clearly resonated deeply. Inside a packed State Farm Stadium in Arizona, tens of thousands flocked to honor conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The crowd overcome with emotion as Kirk's widow, Erica, took the stage.
My husband, Charlie, he wanted to save young men, just like the one who took his life.
The mother of two receiving a standing ovation, saying she forgives the man accused of taking her husband's life.
The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love, and always love. Love for our enemies and love for those who persecute us. I forgive him.
President Trump lauding Kirk as a unique talent, but saying they didn't agree on everything.
He did not hate his opponents. He wanted
the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry.
The president embracing Kirk's widow on stage. Trump was seated next to Elon Musk months after their falling out over the passage of the president's spending bill. This as prominent conservatives called Kirk a martyr for their movement. Vice President J.D. Vance eulogizing his close friend.
He transformed the face of conservatism in our own time.
A memorial focusing on Kirk's Christian faith and an event that served as a rallying cry to Kirk's conservative message. Multiple booths throughout the arena were set up to help register new voters, with signs reading, "Charlie wants you to register to vote." There is no question that Kirk was a controversial figure, but I spoke to so many people yesterday, Deborah, who told me that they now view Kirk as a martyr in a political fight they vowed to carry on. Deborah.
All right, Matt, thank you so much for that reporting. Now to the Trump administration reportedly planning to link autism risk to a popular pain relief medication. Elizabeth Schulze joins us with the details. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Hey, good morning, Deborah. And this is the latest effort by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to upend norms that have been established by medical professionals. The Washington Post is reporting that today, the Trump administration is planning to link autism to the use of Tylenol in pregnancy. Now, no known medical studies have proven that the use of Tylenol, known as acetaminophen, among pregnant women is a cause for autism. Some limited evidence suggests that it's associated with higher rates of neurological issues, but studies have been mixed. This morning, the maker of Tylenol is pushing back, calling it the safest pain reliever option for pregnant women as needed throughout their entire pregnancy. And one prominent association of doctors insists that acetaminophen remains a safe option to treat headaches, fevers, and pain. Some doctors now fear that women will be scared to use Tylenol in moderation. We know that not treating a fever during pregnancy does carry risks. Researchers say that the rates of Tylenol use in pregnancy have actually gone down in recent years, even as autism rates have risen amid increased awareness of the disorder and also widening definition of the spectrum. The CDC does say that 1 out of every 31 8-year-olds had autism in 2022. That's compared with 1 out of every 150 children in the year 2000. In April, RFK Jr. pledged to discover the root cause of autism by this month. Scientists who've been studying the causes beyond genetics for decades warn that that timeline is too short to determine a single answer. George.
Okay, Elizabeth, thanks. We're going to go now to several countries, including Britain and Canada, announcing they will formally recognize Palestinian statehood. Chief Global Affairs anchor Martha Raddatz is in Washington with the story. Good morning, Martha.
Good morning, George. The U.S. and Israel oppose recognizing a Palestinian state, but this morning, with world leaders gathering for the UN General Assembly, key allies are ignoring that opposition. This morning, the pressure on Israel mounting, with the UK, Australia, Canada, and Portugal formally announcing the recognition of a Palestinian state, a move opposed by the U.S. and Israel.
In the face of the growing horror in the Middle East, we are acting to keep alive the possibility of peace and a two-state solution.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu unequivocal in his rejection, saying there will be no Palestinian state, adding bluntly, it will not happen. President Trump, one of Netanyahu's strongest allies, made clear last week in a meeting with Britain's Prime Minister he opposes such a move.
The question of recognition needs to be seen, and so it's part of that overall package.
So I have a disagreement with the Prime Minister on that score. Okay? One of our few disagreements, actually.
Israel already planning to retaliate. Our Tom Soufi Burridge reporting from a Palestinian village in the West Bank.
Look at that Jewish settlement on the hillside opposite. Israel is planning to fast-track a huge construction project. It would wipe out communities like this one, but it would go right to the east, thousands of homes, and it would effectively split the West Bank in two.
The move comes in the midst of the Israeli military's powerful new ground assault in Gaza City, forcing more than 500,000 people to flee. Families of the Israeli hostages seized in the October 7th massacre nearly 2 years ago say Palestine should not be recognized as a state without ending the war and bringing home their loved ones. Netanyahu says recognizing a Palestinian state after the October 7th massacre would be giving a huge reward to terrorism. Deborah?
Martha, so many eyes on this story. Thank you. Well, we're going to turn now to the severe storm slamming Texas overnight. Ginger, of course, is tracking all the new threats. Good morning, Ginger.
Yeah, the damage pictures here, Deborah, from about 40 miles north of Fort Worth, Texas. That's a Walmart distribution center. The roof was kind of torn apart. Gusts nearby up to 68 miles per hour. Now, there were 55 severe storm reports that also included some big hail, up to 1 inch close to that damage that we saw. But you also had some of these storm reports all the way up to Minnesota. This is near the Twin Cities, where they were seeing that hail on the deck. Remember, hail comes from severe thunderstorms, meaning heat kind of fuels those. Today, we're going to see that later tonight, especially in this area, including Wichita and Oklahoma City, Omaha, by tonight. And then tomorrow, we're going to open up the skies again. Little Rock gets into it. North Texas, so remember, right on the edge of Dallas, up to Jonesboro as well. Rebecca?
Wow, that hail is something else, Ginger. Thank you. We're going to turn now to Lara, who's here with the WNBA semifinals action. Hello, Lara.
Hi, lots to talk about. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you. So let's start in Las Vegas with Indiana defying the odds. Once again, the fever is hot despite Caitlin Clark still sidelined with an injury. Kelsey Mitchell leading the way in game one, scoring a career playoff career high 34 points to upset the Aces 89-73. But some good news for Vegas earlier in the day. Superstar Asia Wilson named league MVP for a record 4th time. Now to the other series, it was top-seeded Minnesota, showing why they were the best team in the league all season long. The Lynx overcoming a 7-point halftime deficit to beat the Phoenix Mercury 82-69. Courtney Williams had 23 points, leading a balanced attack with Kayla McBride and Napisa Collier, who, by the way, finished up as league MVP runner-up. Game 2 for both series tomorrow night, starting with Phoenix at Minnesota, 7:30 Eastern, right here on ESPN, guys.
Thank you, Lara.
No secret who I'm cheering for.
All good.
Coming up, Aaron Katushka here with the new twist in the Luigi Mangione case. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, George, I'll tell you why the accused killer's lawyers say this video of his perp walk is just one reason the death penalty should be taken off the table. We'll have that coming up.
Also ahead, Karen Reed back in court facing a civil trial after being acquitted in the death of her Boston police officer boyfriend. What's at stake for her?
And new at 7:30, the latest on the investigation after a 32-year-old died while riding a brand new roller coaster at Universal Epic Universe.
Larry, you have a Catch of the Year contender coming
It's
up.
unbelievable. Not once, but twice. We'll have that story coming up.
Welcome back to GMA. That is Paula Cole with her 1996 hit, I Don't Want to Wait, just one of the amazingly talented women featured in the new documentary about Lilith Fair. It is the music festival that changed everything in music for generations to come. And coming up here later, Diane Sawyer is here with a special look at that new doc. Such a great topic. It brings back a flood of memories.
I see you both grooving over there, too, to that song.
It brings me
Love
back.
that song, yeah. Looking forward to Diane. First new at 7:30. A 23-year-old is set to face the judge on charges, including second-degree murder, after police say he stormed into his former workplace, a country club in New Hampshire, where a wedding was happening nearby, and opened fire. The attacker was arrested within 30 minutes. One of the victims, an employee, remains in critical but stable condition. And one guest may have saved a number of lives by hitting the attacker in the head with a chair. Also, the latest on the investigation after a 32-year-old died while riding a brand new roller coaster at Universal Epic Universe in Orlando. The president of the Universal Resort sent a memo to employees writing, after internal review, they found that the ride systems functioned as intended and team members followed procedures.
And take a look at this drone footage. It's pretty amazing. Recently captured of humpback whales and sharks feeding on fish off the coast of Montauk in New York. The video was shot about 400 feet, thankfully, off the coast. The woman who captured the footage saying she counted more than 24 spinner sharks and 3 humpback whales feeding. Not your everyday sight, right?
No.
Thank you, Deb. Now to new developments in the Luigi Mangione case. A new motion by defense attorneys accuses prosecutors of playing politics, arguing the death penalty should be taken off the table. Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katursky is tracking the case. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, George. Luigi Mangione has successfully eliminated a terrorism charge from his state murder case. Now, as attorneys say, the federal death penalty case should be next. This morning, accused killer Luigi Mangione is urging a judge to dismiss federal charges that could get him the death penalty if he's convicted in the fatal shooting of United Healthcare Chief Executive Brian Thompson. His attorneys compared Mangione's dramatic return to New York, clambering out of a helicopter in shackles and surrounded by heavily armed officers, to a scene out of a Marvel movie that they said amounted to unfair, unconstitutional prejudice. The defense also pointing to public statements by Attorney General Pam Bondi.
If there was ever a death case, this is one. This guy is charged with hunting down a CEO, a father of two, a married man, hunting him down and executing him.
Defense attorneys said Bondi's statements were gratuitous and designed to make Mangione seem dangerous to the country and menacing to the Attorney General.
In this case, it is a little unusual because before the grand jury indicated that it would seek the death penalty, the Attorney General did make statements about this case. That is not typical, and that is why the defense counsel is seeking to have this indictment thrown out, or in the alternative, they're seeking to have the death penalty removed from the indictment.
Federal prosecutors have not responded, but they've previously said Mangione deserves a death sentence because he tried to normalize the use of violence to make a point. Mangione convinced a state judge last week to throw out terrorism charges, though that same judge noted there's evidence Mangione murdered Thompson in a premeditated and calculated execution. Mangione has pleaded not guilty. He's due in state and federal courtrooms in December, when judges presiding over both cases, Deb, are expected to set dates to put him on trial.
All right, Aaron, we know you'll stay on top of this one. Now to the Karen Reed case. She's due in court this morning. The Massachusetts woman acquitted of murder in June in the death of her Boston police officer boyfriend. Now she's facing a civil trial. Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman has been on this story. Good morning, Matt. What's the latest?
Hey, good morning, Deborah. Karen Reed was acquitted of that second-degree murder of her boyfriend, Boston cop John O'Keefe, in that blockbuster June trial you just mentioned. But she is not out of the legal woods yet. O'Keefe's family has sued her and the bars that served her that night. But today's hearing, it's all about Reed's team, almost the same one as in the murder trial, seeking to dismiss several of the counts against her.
This morning, Karen Reed and her attorneys will be back in a Massachusetts courtroom just 3 months after a jury acquitted her of murder and manslaughter in the death of her former boyfriend, Boston cop John O'Keefe. The O'Keefe family has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Reed and 2 bars in Canton, Massachusetts. The family seeking at least $50,000 in damages for pain and suffering and wrongful death.
When you walked out of the bar, how many drinks had you had?
I had probably about 4.
This past June, Reed was convicted of operating a vehicle under the influence and sentenced to a year of probation. Prosecutors had accused Reed of backing her SUV into O'Keefe and then driving away, leaving him to die in the snow after a night of heavy drinking. Reed's lawyers maintained she never hit O'Keefe and that she was framed in a law enforcement cover-up. A previous trial in 2024 ended in a mistrial. Alan Jackson, Reed's lawyer during the criminal trial, is now spearheading her defense in the civil trial. He sat down with Billy Bush to talk about what this week could bring.
You might want to tune in.
Really?
Sure.
Are you going to go, are you going to take some, are you going to be forceful? Take some shots?
Anything we do on behalf of Karen is forceful. We're not going to sit back and just have the case come to us. I said this before. Nothing's off the table. No one's off the table.
But John O'Keefe's friend, Brendan Kane, telling me the family has been hoping for one thing.
What I really want is just justice for the family and those that love Johnny. Johnny's not coming back. So we're I think that folks have kind of grieved in different ways, but you can't have that final piece, that final rest until this chapter of the story is concluded.
And that hearing set for later today. Both bars have denied the allegations. And while the O'Keefe family has been relentlessly pursuing justice for over 3 years now, some of the family and friends tell me they are concerned that in this civil trial, they will again be the target of the kind of hatred and vitriol they endured at the hands of some Karen Reed supporters during the murder trial. Guys.
And there will certainly be a whole lot of attention there. All right, Matt, thank you. Now, with some wild finishes in the NFL, several games decided by blocked field goals.
It was wild, guys. Good morning to everyone. Happy Monday to you. What a day of football it was. They call that window where the early games are ending as the late games are starting the witching hour for all the chaos that tends to unfold. And did it ever? 7 games, George, I got your stat right here. 7 games where the game-winning score came in the final 3 minutes of the game. That is the most in over 50 years, and it was well worth it.
3 stats there.
Mahomes putting it up for grabs again.
Overnight, the Kansas City Chiefs getting their first win of the season.
Touchdown. 1st and 10 for
the Chiefs off to a slow start.
Little wham block inside by the tight end, Daniel Bellinger.
The New York Giants holding them to just 3 field goals in the first half, but Kansas City coming out after halftime on a mission.
Fires end zone.
Patrick Mahomes, who turned 30 5 days ago, showing no signs of slowing down, leading the Chiefs to a 22-9 win in New York.
Kind of struggled there at the end of that second quarter, but was able to get points at the end. But it was just finishing the drives, and I think that's something that's important in this league, is getting touchdowns, not field goals.
And it's blocked. Another block kick on this day of block kicks. Oh, blocked.
Elsewhere around the league Sunday, it was a block party.
The kick is blocked.
Chaos in the final minutes of multiple games. First, the Cleveland Browns blocking the Green Bay Packers' winning field goal attempt, then marching down the field and kicking their own field goal to win.
Joshua Carty has it blocked again!
And just moments later in Philadelphia, the Eagles clinging to a 1-point lead when 336-pound Jordan Davis blocked this kick and took it all the way to the house.
This time, Jordan Davis, the big man, looks for the icing on one big cake.
Davis hitting a top speed of nearly 19 miles per hour, according to NFL Next Gen Stats, charging down the field for a touchdown in front of the delirious Philly crowd. The Eagles beating the Rams 33-26 and staying undefeated.
It's always good to get a win. And if that doesn't show you what type of team we are, I don't know what does.
Rumble, young man, rumble. That was the Eagles' biggest second-half comeback in 15 years. They stay undefeated, along with the Bills, 49ers, Buccaneers, Chargers, and Colts. Tonight's team's not undefeated, but 2 of the league's best. On Monday Night Football, more football to look forward to, guys.
Lots more to look forward to in the witching hour. Now we know.
Yes, you do.
Thank you, Will. That is right. There are 2 teams with Super Bowl aspirations, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Detroit Lions, and ESPN feature reporter Michelle Beisner-Buck is in Baltimore with a Monday Night Football preview. Hello. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, America. What a way for me to start my Monday. Just hanging out in section 119 here at M&T Bank Stadium, where right now it is quiet, but tonight it will be rocking for this Monday Night Football matchup between the Ravens and the Lions. Both teams, as you said, Super Bowl aspirations, both teams coming off huge wins last weekend. Now, the last time that these 2 teams faced each other was 2 years ago, and the Ravens dominated the Lions 38-6. It was not on Monday Night Football, but it was here at M&T Bank Stadium. So tonight, it's a little bit of a redemption game, especially for the Lions and Jared Goff, who is 0-3 in his career against the Ravens. But I have it on good authority that Jared might have a little good luck charm with him tonight. His beautiful wife, Kristen, and Jared gave birth to a gorgeous little girl 10 months ago. Her name is Romy, and you can see in this picture, Jared is holding, actually cradling Romy like a football. I talked to Kristen last night, and she told me, well, when you have your baby right before the start of training camp, what do you expect? That's what you get. Romy and Kristen, they did not travel to this game tonight, but the luck, she told me, traveled with Jared and the Lions. Rebecca?
A touchdown for the family. What a sweet Romy. Thank you, Michelle. We really appreciate it. And you can see Monday Night Football tonight at 8 Eastern on ABC and ESPN. And Michelle will be back in our next hour with more on tonight's big game.
Play the daytime, Lara, 2 Catch of the Year contenders.
Yeah, wait till you see these videos, guys. Good morning again. So there's a phrase, once as lucky, twice as good. And this man, wow, he is good. Take a look at this. New York Mets at bat last night here in New York against the Washington Nationals. Center fielder Jacob Young, there he is, making that incredible catch. We're going to see it again, don't worry. Backing into the wall, spinning in the air, then kicking the ball so it doesn't hit the ground, making the catch of a lifetime. By the way, he played soccer as a kid, that coordination coming in handy. And he wasn't done yet. There it is. The game on the line, bottom of the ninth, the Mets, Francisco Alvarez at bat. And he stops him. Young again, robbing the Mets of a tying home run. The Nationals go on to win 3-2, thanks to Young's heroics with the glove and the foot, by the way. Guys, there's a reason Young was a 2024 Golden Glove Award.
Well, the first one is the winner.
I know, but that's a nice twofer. Not for Mets fans.
You can't stop watching that video. That's pretty cool.
Amazing.
Pretty
Congrats to him.
Congratulations. Coming up, Diane Sawyer here. Special look at a new documentary about the Lilith Fair. Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Overnight severe storm slammed Texas. Baseball-sized hail, 18-wheelers overturned. The walls cave in at this Walmart distribution center. Ginger tracking the new threats. Plus the second hurricane of the Atlantic season. Gabrielle is gaining strength.
This morning, Diane Sawyer's here with the untold underdog story of one of music's most monumental moments.
Sinead O'Connor, Missy Elliott, Sarah McLachlan, Sheryl Crow, Jewel. I was in disbelief that I'd never heard of it before.
The new documentary on the groundbreaking Lilith Fair and how it changed the music industry. Diane's here in the studio with a special look.
And Michael is swimming with the sharks.
I really wanted that.
Just wait until you see what Strahan is up to behind the scenes in the Shark Tank and with Mr. Wonderful.
I'm showing the grasshopper how this whole thing works. He's learning from Mr. Wonderful.
As we say, good morning, America.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Monday. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America, and welcome to fall.
Yes, welcome to fall.
First day.
First day of fall at 2. I think it's at 2. So we're not quite officially there yet, George. And Michael, look where he officially was, inside of the tank, getting all the lessons from the sharks there. We're going to go behind the scenes with him during his appearance as a guest shark. Imagine having a Michael Strahan investment in your company.
Wonder if he took a bite out of anybody there. We'll have to wait and see. Also, Tori Johnson is here. She always brings great surprises, deals and steals. Big savings on skincare, including something I really want to see, was something she calls the Rolls Royce of lip balms.
Perfect for fall.
Yes, exactly. You don't want to miss this one.
First, look at the top stories breaking today. We start with the severe weather. Ginger is tracking the second hurricane of the Atlantic season, and we start with the storms that hit Texas overnight. Hey, Ginger.
Hey, good morning. So Sanger, Texas actually had thunderstorms again this morning. We've seen issues at the airports. This is about 40 miles north of Fort Worth, Texas, because they had that gust up to nearly 68 miles per hour, ripping the Walmart distribution center's roof right there. Then the hail up to 1 inch in diameter in Sanger, but it wasn't just there. There were more than 55 severe storm reports that extended all the way up to close to the Twin Cities. So you also saw hail there. Hail comes from those convective thunderstorms that have to rise with a lot of heat, right? And then get instigated. That's going to happen this afternoon and throughout the overnight in parts of Kansas and Oklahoma. That's where we have a level 2 out of 5. You saw we stopped it there like between 10 and 2 a.m. That's when the worst of those storms were coming through along the state line. But you could see them even earlier. Omaha, keep that in mind. And then Gabrielle. It's a hurricane just about 200 miles or so southeast of Bermuda. It will keep intensifying because it's really warm water out there, but it's also going to keep away from land, which we love. We also, though, do have high surf and rip currents, and Rebecca just got the National Hurricane Center update. 70% chance for that next one to develop into our next tropical depression and get a name potentially later this week.
Wow, and I'm sure you will continue to stay on that, Ginger. Thank you. And it is usually weather that leads to the chaos, but an airport chaos in Europe occurred after a cyber attack. Thousands of delays and cancellations occurred over the weekend, carrying over into this morning. And our chief international correspondent, James Longman, joins us from London with more. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Rebecca. Anyone flying into Europe should check their flights this morning because a massive cyber attack on Friday is still affecting major airports. Brussels Airport is cancelling half of its flights today. There have been delays in London and Berlin too, but it does seem like things are getting back on track there today. Check-in systems were hacked on Friday and it forced bag drop machines and kiosks offline. It meant many passengers have had to check in manually. It's a US company, Collins Aerospace, that makes the software that's been affected, and they say they're running updates today, which will hopefully resolve the situation. Guys.
Okay, thanks very much, James. Coming up in our GMA Morning Menu, Diane Sawyer here with an inside look at the new documentary about Lilith Fair, one of the most influential moments in music for women.
And Michael put on his goggles and he is diving into the Shark Tank. We're going to go behind the scenes with him for his guest appearance as a guest shark.
Plus, ESPN's Michelle Beisner-Buck is back with her story on one of the NFL's young superstars before he takes the field for Monday Night Football. And Lara has something fun cooking up. Hey, Lara.
I do. I'm with Chef Christian Petroni, and he's going to make us a sandwich that he says will make you a better person. Just a little snack for you coming up on Good Morning America.
Just a nibble.
Just a nibble.
And we are back with our JMA cover story, the new documentary about Lilith Fair. It's the women's music festival of the late 1990s, founded by Grammy winner Sarah McLachlan. It's called Lilith Fair, building a mystery, the untold story, presented by ABC News Studios and executive producer Diane Sawyer. Welcome back.
I am. Thanks for inviting me to the couch. I've never been on the couch.
Oh, we're so glad you're here.
It's very
My
comfortable.
pals, they like me. Anyway, I just want everybody here, I want you and Allie and the girls to invite me over so I can watch it with you. I want you to get everybody, brothers, sisters, husbands, everybody to see what happened in this thunderous triumph back in 1997. And believe it or not, it's so hard to remember that at the time there were some radio stations that would not play two women back to back. And nobody thought you could have a touring festival of women and that anybody would come. And then suddenly, the raw power of 300 brilliant singers, songwriters, musicians showing up to say, you think we can't do it? Watch, we'll take your dare.
Singer Sarah McLachlan has launched an all-female tour.
This was the first time you'd seen anything like it.
Finding out that all of my favorite artists had played at this event.
The Lilith Fair bill is incredible.
Paula Cole, Suzanne Bigot, Erica Badu,
Sinead O'Connor, Missy Elliott, Sarah McLachlan, Sheryl Crow, Jewel. I was in disbelief that I'd never heard of it before.
Promoter said, you can't put two women on the same bill. People won't come. That's complete. And it put a huge fire under my butt to prove them wrong.
I love you all saying, oh my gosh. And that's what it's like. You hear all these hit songs sung by the thrilling Bonnie Raitt, Sheryl Crow, Sarah McLachlan, Tracy Chapman showing up to sing Fast Car. And they sang them together, and it just tore a hole in the sky to hear their voices raised. And some stats here, it wasn't just a success, it was the biggest touring festival of 1997, take that. 1.5 million people over 3 years, $52 million, and they gave $10 million to women's charities.
I was surprised to learn just 25 years ago you couldn't have two women back-to-back on the radio station. What else surprised you?
Well, you know, I didn't know they had a side stage. And on that side stage, they invited women to come in who were relatively unknown at the time. And some of the women who showed up, just a few who showed up, were Christina Aguilera, India Arie, and Idina Menzel.
Wow.
And
Just a
on
couple
and
of
on.
sides.
Exactly. And they would show up, and of course, everybody got to hear them. And the boost to their careers was just gigantic.
Women lifting women. I
That's
love
right.
that. And you hear so much from young women in the industry in this documentary. What kind of impact did you see it having on the industry in the whole moving forward?
Well, I heard you say at the beginning of the show that you never know how it's going to change the world.
Right.
And they all felt that too. And yes, today we see Taylor, we see Gracie, we see Beyonce, we see the ruling women of the concert tour. But at that time, there were some in the audience that were just attending to see if this could be done. And for instance, one of them was Brandi Carlile. And she was a high school kid showing up. And she said it changed her life completely.
Yeah, as Beyonce says, who run the world, girls. So what about behind the scenes? Because these were some powerhouses. What about the team behind you getting this done?
You get to see, there's so much footage backstage, which is hilarious. And then you have Erykah Badu coming out with her baby and singing on stage with her baby, Mother, and then this is the team that put it together. I just want to give my salute to Ali Pankew and to Dan Levy and also Cassidy Hartman, because they are the powerhouse team behind it, truly.
What an incredible group of people. I'm also amazed. It's so diverse. The types of music that you heard on those stages really spanned so many different genres. When you went back and watched all of this, was there a particular song or performer that resonated most?
Again, you just saw Missy Elliott go by, and Queen Latifah was there too, by the way. What happened at the end of the concert, each night, they would get on stage and you were just looking at it there, and they would sing one of the hits of somebody, and maybe Jewel would be yodeling, and everybody was doing what they do. And as I said, it just tore a hole in the sky. I hope everybody will watch it and see the sheer joy and power of those women coming together.
And we feel the joy here,
absolutely.
too. Yeah.
Thank you for bringing it to us. Lilith Fair, Building a Mystery, The Untold Story, streaming now on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. Rebecca?
All right, George, thank you. We're going to turn now to the tradition of sorority rush. On many college campuses, it's becoming increasingly more competitive and expensive, with some parents and students spending thousands of dollars on rush coaches. Stephanie Ramos is here with more. And Stephanie, this feels like a business story. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Well, there's a lot of money in this business. More than 100,000 women compete every year to get into sororities. We went behind the scenes with rush coaches and some families who pay thousands and thousands of dollars to help prep their daughters to try and get into these sororities.
The outfits, the dancing, the cheering, and chanting. This is Sorority Rush. More than 150,000 young women across the country competing for that coveted invitation. What you don't see? The months of hard work and thousands of dollars spent.
Rush is not for the weak.
Rush coaches are now their secret weapon. Leslie Cunningham is one of the most sought-after rush coaches in the nation. We were given access inside one of Leslie's workshops in Dallas.
We're going to talk through some conversation prep, then we're going to pair off and we're going to do some practice.
These masterclasses are more than how to accessorize. They're dress rehearsals for a high-pressure week. Her strategy is tailored to where a girl is rushing.
If it's in the South, it's focusing on the rec letters, the headshot, the social resume. For the Midwest and the Northeast, it's really about social media and helping girls start making connections.
But this kind of coaching doesn't come cheap. From an online class for $500, up to $3,000 for the full treatment, which includes months of one-on-one work. Leslie says first impressions can make or break a girl's chances. In her workshops, Leslie often relies on Sadie and her partners for their expertise.
Most girls reported an increase in anxiety, even if they were having a successful and a good rush.
Sadie Manji runs Gracefully Greek. She and 2 other therapists started this mental health service that helps prepare girls for the pressure they might face during rush.
They're going through this really physical, emotional, mentally draining thing. There creates that expectation that if I get it just right and I look a certain way, then I'm going to get the house that I want, as opposed to really focusing in on the idea that this is supposed to be about mutual selection. I'm trying to find my sisters and find a place where I feel comfortable.
Well, if you want more of this and want to see the process, you can stream Impact by Nightline Secrets of Sorority Rush. It is now on Disney Plus and Hulu. And I know, Lara, you were part of a sorority.
I was.
And you ladies were not. I was not. But I mean, there's that sisterhood.
Yeah.
And I went down to the University of Oklahoma, and those girls were so excited. I mean, you guys are cool already. You would not need a rush coach if you wanted to be a part of a sorority. George, you were part of a frat for a day. You may have needed a rush coach back then.
Or not.
Or not.
No, that was a good choice.
You left on your own terms, right, George?
Yes.
Just confirming.
But they do a lot of good work. A lot of them past alum.
Yes, they do, and they stay connected, and that's what impressed me the most. A lot of these women, their moms were part of the same sorority, so it's a generational thing. Yeah. It's really cool to see.
It's a sisterhood.
It is.
It's a very special day on Deals and Steals. This morning, Tori Johnson has beauty products to help you feel great from your head down to your toes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Ready?
so happy to see you.
I'm excited to see you too, and I'm excited to bring you the Paracone MD No Makeup line. So these pieces right here, they're so gorgeous.
It's like a glow.
It is. It's kind of like, it literally is like a no makeup. You just use a tiny little bit of it. It leaves this dewy glow. I like to think of these as...
Do you only use it as highlighter?
Yes, I like these only as highlighter.
Okay.
It looks best as highlighter, but I feel like it's an Instagram filter in a jar for mature skin. It kind of just like blurs everything, just makes everything look dewy and glowy and fabulous.
I love mature.
Right? I know, it's true. That's
like
who I am. That's who I am.
Sophisticated.
Oh, that's the word I'm going to start using.
Lady.
That's what I'm going to start using. We also have lots of your just skincare favorites, but really the hero for me today is the no makeup line. Everything.
But his skincare is just the best.
It is. All 50% off plus free
shipping, everybody. Let's go. It's a good day to do it.
It is. Okay, Sky Organics. This one right here, 70,000 positive reviews. That is the organic castor oil that is just unbelievably...
Not just for hair, also for lashes and brows.
You could use it for lashes and brows to strengthen. You could also even use like a little dab if you want on areas of your skin that feel dry. It's ultra nourishing for that.
Castor oil. I mean, this has been around since...
Forever. And then we also have the combination castor oil and rosemary oil. And this one's really great for invigorating the scalp. Really great for hair. A lot of people swear by this. Today's the day to grab the collection because everything's slashed in half. $6 to $10. 70,000 positive reviews.
Love that.
Okay, making their GMA Deals debut. This is by Terry. We've got all kinds of makeup-infused skincare. In the tease, I heard Deborah saying that she was interested in knowing about the Rolls Royce of lip balm. That is this little one right here. This is their little
I'm looking at you, girl.
I've got a little extra one for you. I put a little extra one aside for you. This one is phenomenal.
Oh, it is the Rolls Royce.
It is nourishing on your lips.
It smells so good too.
Yes, smells so good. You could also use it as an overnight treatment on your lips if they're dry. But if you just want beautiful looking lips, this is a fabulous one. We also have their skincare infused bronzing products. So it's this collection, Tea to Tan. It's a phenomenal assortment. But
and is
really,
this like a... You put it
helps
on and
to
then
give that like beautiful bronzing glow. But it comes in powders, mists, kind of big variety here. But again, skincare infused makeup. So it looks good, but also is working for you on your skin, all slashed in half.
Thank you so much. Welcome to the family, by the way.
Exactly. Okay, Bondi Boost. This is a favorite, and this is really all about repairing and strengthening damaged hair that comes from heat, styling, coloring, sort of all the things that we do to abuse that hair. So we've got two different collections here. This one, Rapid Repair Boost Builder. So we have everything from shampoo, conditioner, plus the mask treatment. And then up here we have the Thickening Therapy collection.
Okay, so this is more for damage.
Yes.
This is more for trying to get
volume.
more volume.
If you want that volume, baby, this one's it. All 50%
I'm going
off.
with the lower, unfortunately.
Yeah, you are.
Lots of heat with this job, you know?
But your hair looks beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Okay, cosmetics. Also making their GMA Deals debut. We've got a lot of newbies this morning.
Cosmetics.
This little one right here. This Revert Boosting Brightening Serum. It's a hydroquinone alternative to vitamin C. So for some people, vitamin C is a little bit too strong for them, or they want an alternative. That's really great. Reduces those stubborn, unwanted pigments, kind of like dark spots and just the stuff that...
All the stuff.
This is going to help dramatically reduce the appearance, but we've got a whole line created by estheticians for estheticians.
That's a present, right?
50, yes. Once you try it, you own it.
Good.
50 to 60% off on that line.
Thank you so much. That's great. Welcome again.
Prix de Provence. This is
I smelled it before we got here.
Right? So those soap bars create a really beautiful lather, just a rich, gorgeous lather. We've got diffusers, candles. Their small batch hand creams are super popular. We've got 9 different scent collections for you.
One.
Those bars of soap are phenomenal.
This is lemongrass.
They're all made in small batches with really phenomenal ingredients. So glycerin, organic shea butter, sweet
sweet almond oil, organic aloe, great assortment. And then
so good
we've got this like one of their cult favorite men's kits. It's called Men's 63. You could smell it right here. We've got a kit that's got the body wash, lotion, and then this spray. Kind of starts off as what they call a vibrant, peppery citrus, but then ends in a rich amber leather.
I really like that.
It's good. All slashed in half.
All right, guys, thank you so much to all of these companies. Welcome to the new ones. You guys get the best part of it. You get the great deals. You can find them on gmadeals.com or that QR code that you probably see right there on your screen. And double deals tomorrow, starting with my favorites.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
Live from the Shark Tank this morning. Take a look at this floor right here. We're right in the middle of all the sharks. It's in honor, right? It's in honor of Michael Strahan, who took a turn as guest shark. Take a look.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, let's do that. Done.
Yes.
All right, done.
Done.
We got a deal.
Since 2009, Shark Tank has been helping entrepreneurs chase the American dream with inventors laying it all on the line.
My family and I have bootstrapped this business. I put my house on the line for this business.
Pitching their companies with the hope of securing funding from some heavy hitters in business. Some of this upcoming season's small business owners were in for a big surprise when yours truly showed up as a guest shark.
Michael Strahan joins the tank.
Ready to not only hear their pitches, but potentially personally invest in their businesses.
I'm a little nervous, obviously. It's a show I've never done. It's a show I've watched forever, ever since season 1, back 17 seasons ago.
I couldn't imagine being paired up, hopefully getting a deal with a better person than Mike.
Doesn't take too long before I get comfortable in the tank.
I want to make an offer. I can see where you're going, Henry. You got to ask questions that interest you. Because with 4 of the sharks up here, they're asking questions that, okay, I may have a thought in my mind, but there's always something new to come up. And I like the fact that we're all here to listen and learn off of each other and find out about these businesses.
You know, I've known Michael a long time. Shark Tank grew up on GMA. You got to remember that. The very first season we were on there, the very first Friday.
Now that I'm swimming with the sharks, I'm feeling the competition.
I'm showing the grasshopper how this whole thing works. He's learning from Mr. Wonderful.
Money and wine and guitar. You play the guitar?
Yeah. I think this is very good for him. Send him in every season for a little bit of nurturing and training, and he'll get better.
You've knocked it out the box.
Entrepreneurs are here at Sony Picture Studio in Los Angeles after traveling from all over the country to pitch products like blow-up dolls for your dogs.
One thing I do know is that people spend, as I do, ridiculous amount of money on their pets.
And remedies for snoring, eager for the free advice and serious money that one of us sharks may offer up.
Michael, what do you want to do?
I love what you're doing, and I'm a big, as Kevin said, I'm like Mr. Protein.
The shark experience has been incredible. I mean, the other sharks are great, and they're great at what they do. I'm just trying not to slow them down. But the experience, I'm a little nervous at first. Now, it's just, I feel comfortable, and they've made me feel comfortable. It's competitive. After hearing rounds and rounds of business pitches, I wrap up my first experience in the Shark Tank.
I hate to draw a parallel, but he's just like Mark Cuban. The second Mark sat in that seat, he owned the set, and that's exactly what he did. So much so that for the first 2 pitches, I felt intimidated by him. And I've been here 17 years. What's going on here? Throw the bum out.
Throw the bum out.
And you can see if Michael made any deals by watching his episode on October 1st. The new season of Shark Tank premieres Wednesday here on ABC, streams the next day on Hulu.
You did a good job. Yeah. All right, we're going to turn now to more on tonight's Monday Night Football matchup. The Ravens and Lions game features one of the young superstars of the NFL, Detroit's wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown. And ESPN feature reporter Michelle Beisner-Buck has a fascinating profile of him on tonight's Countdown, highlighting his embrace of the German culture. He gets that from his mom, and Michelle's standing by live in Baltimore. But first, here's her report.
What is the language that you and your mother primarily speak in?
The language me and my mother mostly speak or always speak is German.
Ja, von da oben, ich war erst da, aber von mir kannst du nicht sehen. Aber er spielt dahin, deswegen kannst du nicht sehen. Yes, I am from Germany, from a little small village called Hittorf, which belongs to Leverkusen.
You know, she's just speaking German to us, so that's how we learned German. So when I was a kid, I'd have to either, fill in one of these, like 10 of these pages, learn 10 vocab words, read a book in German.
They didn't really like me for that. Probably they still don't like me for that now, but I think it helped.
We complained every time, but now I'm able to text my mom in German. I'm able to read fluently in German, speak fluently German, and I think all this stuff helped. So looking back, and I'm very grateful.
Talk to me about Amon-Ra and your other children, just why it's important, why it has been important for you to instill the German culture into their lives.
I think the main reason was because my parents do not speak English. So they, and I want to make sure they can talk to my parents.
And Michelle Beisner-Buck, great to have you with us. Good morning.
Great to be here, Lara.
Loved learning more about Amon-Ra, but also want to know a little bit more about what we'll see from this piece. Fill us in.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a little snippet. So, but without giving it all away, I mean, you are going to continue to see more of the imprint that the German culture has had on Amon-Ra and his entire family. And then you're also going to get an exclusive look at how Amon-Ra is bringing American football to Germany. This past summer, Amon-Ra held his first American football Lions youth football camps, one in Munich and one in Cologne. Cologne, just a few minutes away from where his mother, Miriam, grew up, in a little town called Leverkusen. And this is what we've always done on Monday Night Countdown. This is what we love to do and will continue to do, is really get to know these guys under the helmets, give access, allow everybody to understand where they came from and what's made them the man and the men that they are today. And something kind of interesting and cool is tonight, on the back of Amon-Ra's helmet, he'll have two decals. One of his decals will be the American flag, which will obviously honor where he was born and raised. It'll also honor his father, who was a former bodybuilder and Mr. Universe, and raised him in the sport. And the other decal will be the German flag, obviously paying tribute to his mother and to his German heritage.
I love that.
So, pretty cool nugget there. You guys can keep an eye out for that one tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And great to learn more about him. And I love that he's spreading the good word of the NFL over there to Germany. Want to hear a little bit more, though, about the Ravens. What can you tell us?
Well, I can tell you that the Ravens are pretty good on Monday night, and that their head coach, John Harbaugh, is 5-0 against the Lions in his 18 seasons as head coach of the Ravens. You heard me, 18 seasons. That's pretty impressive. And something else to keep an eye on is running back Derrick Henry. Last season, he rushed for 1,900 yards, but this past weekend, only 23 yards on 11 carries against the Browns. So he'll definitely be looking to turn that stat line around tonight, Lara.
Oh, yeah, he does. He will definitely, for sure. Hey, thank you so much, Michelle. Thanks for being with us not once but twice this morning on Good Morning America. It's always so good to see you. And you can see more from Michelle on Monday Night Countdown. And don't miss the Ravens take on the Lions tonight, 8 Eastern on ABC and, of course, ESPN.
Our next guest is an actress, author, and self-proclaimed destiny manifester. Edwina Findlay Dickerson is sharing her manifestation secrets in her new book, The World is Waiting for You, Embrace Your Calling and Manifest the God Dream Over Your Life. It is so nice to see you, Edwina.
Thank you. It is so wonderful to be here today.
Amen. Some people would say, right? Amen.
And Deborah and I are manifesting your shoes because we love the sparkle right here.
You know, I'm a glitter girl, so you got the gold.
Talk about the meaning of all of this, how you came up with this title and this idea of manifesting.
Yes. You know, writing a book was always one of those God dreams, right? And so the subtitle of my book is The World is Waiting for You, Embrace Your Calling and Manifest the God Dream That's Over Your Life. So for me, I knew that writing a book was a calling, but in 2020, I went to Oprah's Life in Focus tour. And she began talking about how to change the world. And she said, you know, people think it's this huge thing, but it's one life to one life, one person to one person. And then she looked into the audience and she said, isn't that right, Edwina? Edwina Findlay is here. Right. And that was my reaction. And I felt this calling from on high to do something about it. And then right after that, one of her staff members said, you know, you're such a manifester. The things that you see, the things that you speak, they come to pass. How do you do that? And so really this book, The World is Waiting for You, was the guide, right? Was me taking that and making a methodology that anyone can start to fulfill in their own life.
Yeah, and you're grabbing a hold of it too. I hear so many people, including folks here on the staff, talking about manifesting. Girl, you better manifest. How has that played a role in your career? Because I'm assuming, and I loved you in The Residence, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm assuming that you thought a lot about where you wanted to be.
Oh, yeah. You know, and it's funny because I think there's this balance of what you want, right? Like your dream, and then this sort of divine story that's already been written for you that you're stepping into. So for me, I was living in low-income housing in New York City. My income was right along the poverty line. But I was invited to California, and a friend took me to Runyon Canyon, hiking up this big hill. And at the top, I felt like I was overlooking the promised land.
Oh.
And there was a sign in the distance that was calling my attention. I couldn't make out all the words. 2 days later, my camera took a picture by itself, flashed, and it was the sign that I strained to see.
That's
And
amazing.
it said, from Harlem to Hollywood, you're a star. Congratulations.
Meant to happen.
Meant to happen soon thereafter. I was casting a show right there in Hollywood. My entire life changed. With, I was pregnant. We were going to name the baby Brooklyn. You know, my husband and I met in Brooklyn. But while I was pregnant, he was praying, and he said, no, God is saying name the baby London because God's going to open a door for us in London.
Oh, my God.
So by faith, we named her London, and sure enough, when she was 4 months old, I got a call from a huge network to move our entire family to London. And so my daughters grew up in London with British accents. And in The Residence, I literally put out, you know, I think a part of manifestation is literally putting out what you desire to see and what you're feeling called to. And so one April Fool's, I said, you know what? I'm going to put myself on a Shondaland poster. I'm gonna declare that this is my new role. And I did that, and everyone was so excited. And by the next April Fool's, I was on set at Shondaland filming The Residence.
Not a joke.
Not a joke at all.
People who hear this story, I mean, it's remarkable, all of these things that you put out there and then it came full circle back to you. How should people begin if they're new to all of this?
Yeah. You know, there's a wonderful quote from Oprah, and I included in the book, that says, create the highest, grandest vision for your life because you become what you believe. And so built into that is sight as well as faith, right? And so one of the first things I say is, what is the highest expression that you can possibly achieve? Because if you think about it, the highest that you can think, God can do even more. Wow. So if I can get you to the highest that you can possibly imagine. And so one thing that I did was I created, when I was 23 years old, I created a vision book for myself. And I looked into the future, 30 years, you know, to 50 years old. What does that look like? And so I encourage people, begin by internalizing, finding those pictures, putting yourself in the place that you can imagine. That's a picture of my husband. I literally, I put that picture on a vision board, and then years later, it's like the exact picture in real life. So if you can really internalize that for yourself, you know, you'll see divine manifestation.
Okay, good. Well, we're going to put our names in your mouth
yes,
so that you can manifest more for us.
Thank you, Edwina. Really great stuff. And The World is Waiting for You is available now.
Coming up, we are cooking with Chef Christian Petroni, making a sandwich that'll make you a better person. All right, we're back now with Food Network star Chef Christian Petroni. His new cookbook, Farm to Table. I like that little play on words there.
I like, yeah,
It celebrates Italian American food. I'm already doing this.
I can't stop doing it.
I know, it's contagious. I love it. He's going to show us how to make 2 delicious classics, including a sandwich he says will make you want to be a better person. I feel this.
No, honestly, seriously. And I got to tell you, 10 years straight since I started living with my beautiful wife, who's way out of my league. GMA every morning.
Thank you.
You guys every morning. I love you.
Thank you,
I love you. I love you. I love you.
Oh,
I love
you.
you.
Well, we're so happy that you're here, and we're so happy that you brought this very giant pork.
This is a beautiful
all
porchetta.
The crew is standing by, ready to become better people. Thanks to your sandwich.
I'm here for it.
One of the things you're going to do, you add flavor to the meat, and tell us how.
Yeah, so the porchetta's in the cookbook, Farm to Table, right?
Yep.
So you got to imagine there's an open pork belly, right?
Yep.
like bacon, but not cured, with a pork loin inside of it.
So the bacon, the belly is on top, and then the loin is inside.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of pork.
But what you want to do first is we're gonna make the rub that you're gonna rub the inside of his belly with. So you're gonna go Calabrian chili paste.
Yep, that's this.
Right?
It's got a little bit of kick, but you said it doesn't translate that way. It just gives it flavor.
Look how much pork that we gotta like permeate with this flavor,
yes,
right?
a lot of garlic.
Yep, all that garlic.
The rosemary is the main ingredient.
Yeah, rosemary is really
this
key.
This really takes it over.
Yeah, yeah.
And then this is interesting. This is fennel
pollen.
Fennel pollen. I'd never heard of that, and you can really smell it.
It's like the smell of fennel and the. Yeah.
Don't put your bowl in there, guys. It doesn't taste that good.
It's like fennel like amped up like times 1,000.
And look at how much pepper and salt we're putting in here. I was a little reluctant to do this.
Well, think about bacon, right? You're almost like curing it from the inside out with all these herbs and stuff, right?
Just doing it because you said there's a lot to cover.
Yep. You would pulse it up, and then you end up with this paste right here. Yeah, check that out.
That. So and that paste goes in where?
So you would rub it on the inside of the pork belly before you would roll it up and tie it with these strings.
Okay.
Right? And you know, when the weather is nice, I use that and I put it on my body. I go lay in the sun.
Yes, I can understand.
I go lay in the sun and get nice, you know? So we're gonna move on to the broccoli rabe. There's a lot of schools of thought when it comes to broccoli rabe, right?
Yeah, I love the taste of it, but it can be tough.
Yeah, it can be tough. Well, you know, speaking of that, there's a little mallet right over there. I'm gonna show you a trick that my mentor, Andy Forsheimer, told me about a week ago.
Okay,
I just learned, new to me. You're gonna lightly tap the stems while I get the olive oil.
With this side?
Either side, right?
I'm gonna go the flat side.
Yeah, go flat. Yeah. Give it a smash, give it a smash.
Everybody really seems excited about that.
While that's going on, yeah, it's fun. It's fun to get
and
like a
why
little
are we
physical.
Doing that?
Because, you know, people either blanch their broccoli rabe, they don't blanch their broccoli rabe, they like the stems to be a little more al dente. I like mine cooked through. That's why we're gonna smash those stems so that we're not gonna blanch it, we're not doing anything like that. We're gonna toast it with some garlic, the absolute king of oils, extra virgin olive oil, right?
All right.
And you can see that's starting to sizzle up.
While that's sizzling, can you tell us a little bit more about Parm to Table, your new book?
Listen, Parm to Table, it's my first cookbook. I'm a first generation Italian American from the Bronx, New York. My parents came from this little island called Ponza, Isola di Ponza, off the coast of Naples. And this book is a representation of me growing up, not just in the Bronx, but spending my summers in Italy, right? Yearning for a cheeseburger halfway through the summer, right? So let's make why don't we put this sandwich together? Because I mean, this is what you're gonna end up with. But the best part is just putting it together, making it with love.
I smell the garlic. I want people to imagine that we're putting it together because we're running out of time. Look at how it's gonna look. We're stacking all of that pork. We've got the broccoli rabe, and then on top you're going with the classic parm. What you don't know is that the reason we're running out of time is because we want to call your beautiful wife in. Get over here. Because we know you guys are such fans of GMA. I'm going to take my gloves off for this one. Yes. We would like you to go home with some swag because we're so grateful that you guys watch.
They like us.
You're our favorite. Well, you're ours, and we thank you. And I'm sorry we didn't get to the meatball recipe, but it's in the book, and it smells so good. I can only imagine how it tastes. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being with us.
Give me a hug, please. I love you guys. I love you.
You can get the recipes on goodmorningamerica.com. Christian's cookbook, Parm to Table, is out tomorrow. And I'll be back on GMA3. Who run the world?
Girls.
Girls.
GMA. See you tomorrow.
Nice to see you.